Hi, welcome to BD Stroked. Please like, share, subscribe, all that.
She's not sure who you're talking to.
She's
Why are you
not.
not talking to me?
So today we're going to talk a little bit about some headaches. And if you've had a stroke, headaches mean a lot because they're usually the sign that, it's not always the sign, but they're usually included in the sign.
Yeah.
I didn't show any regular signs except I had a headache.
Yep. We thought it was just a regular migraine.
So let's start to eliminate some of them because that'll start to eliminate some of the anxiety that you need to get out of your life.
Mm-hmm.
First off, let's deal with it was a hard one because went to five doctors before we found the doctor, Dr. Arnold,
Mm-hmm.
that found, hey, stop that, it's okay. I was having really bad migraines. They're called cluster migraines.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of stroke survivors end up with them. And nobody knew what they were, just deal with it.
No, you described it as we called them ice pick headaches.
Yep.
Because you felt like an ice pick was just going straight
You could
into
isolate
your head.
wherever the spot was, it was happening, and it felt like literally somebody was putting an ice pick in, and then there was times that it felt like they're actually moving it in and out while they were there. Had a doctor at one point mention, have you tried oxygen? And I'm like, why am I breathe oxygen all the time, bro. I'm good.
Yep.
And so I think he mentioned it twice, and I was like, no. And then I went in one time to get my blood drawn, and he was there, and I was having them really bad at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, just sit down in here. He goes, it'll take 15 minutes to figure out if it works or not.
Yeah, because he said, if it's not a cluster headache, it's not going to work.
Right.
But you're here. Why not try it? So, yeah, we decided, okay. And literally, we were in the room with the tanks, where they stored the tanks.
Yep.
So it's like,
Had to bring in a mask.
that was it. Give us 15 minutes. Let's find out, because then we can rule it out. So I think that's when we decided, okay, let's try it.
Yep. And it worked.
Within 5 minutes, you were looking at me and saying, hey, babe, I think I'm feeling it starting to dissipate. Well, by 15 minutes, your headache was gone.
Right. And
you were amazed.
It's medical grade oxygen.
Yeah.
But I come darn close to hyperventilating on it for about 45 seconds, and I don't have cluster headaches that day.
Yeah.
They're just gone.
Well, and so they'll sell this is not the oxygen you can buy in the grocery store or anything that's
medical.
in a can that says
I
it's
had to
medical.
have a prescription.
It's not. It's an oxygen tank, just like someone you would expect who is on an oxygen tank. And at first, you used it quite a few times throughout the day.
Mm-hmm.
And you've been using it now for probably 3 years, but you're down to using it one time a day. Some days you don't use it at all, depending, but at the beginning...
It's usually once a day.
Okay, at the beginning, to get rid of the headaches, you would go use it because the headaches were coming on all of the time.
And it was needing it
So
more.
it almost, I don't know what it did chemical-wise or whatnot, but it helped heal that part of the brain. They're not completely gone. You still get them here and there.
Still get them, and if I don't use the oxygen, some days I'll get them. And like you were saying, some days I won't use the oxygen. I'll forget or whatever, and I won't get them. Mm-hmm. But then other days I will. So I try to, on schedule, use them when I'm doing my eye exercises, and it's just part of the routine that we keep talking about. So I try to keep it in there. But it's not just regular oxygen, it's medical grade oxygen at high pressure. Mm-hmm. I'm sucking this in at 25 psi, which that has some force behind it, and it takes practice. And you also have to work up to getting there.
Yes.
But about 45 seconds a day, and I don't have my cluster headaches. It's just one tool.
And when you do get headaches, sometimes you'll forget to go use it. And I'll remind you, have you used your oxygen today, or should you go use oxygen? Because when it hits, think people stop thinking because it's so painful, and you'll go, no, I'm just going to go use it or whatnot. So I'll sometimes even remind you, hey, go take more oxygen.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that we really found was staying hydrated.
Yep.
That when they're sleeping a lot right after they get home from their stroke and stuff, they don't eat a whole lot, they don't drink a whole lot because they're asleep most of the day. It is
It's
super...
not they, it's the survivors.
Right. Sorry, the survivors. Your loved one.
Oh, come on.
Okay, my pain in the ass.
I try.
Hydration is super, super key to help cut down on the headaches.
Yep.
Because being dehydrated can increase those.
Yep.
And you even use Pedialyte to help.
You're
You're a huge fan of Pedialyte
Yep,
and
I
the
think
electrolytes.
anybody that's recovering from any sort of surgery for the first couple days should be sucking down half a Pedialyte a day.
If you have a cold, he makes you drink it. You have the
Pedialyte.
flu, you make it drink
I am a fan of Pedialyte. I use it a lot. Yep, I am a firm believer in Pedialyte. I think that it really helps keep your hydration. Cuts down a little bit of having to drink a lot of bottles of water, even though I'm a big water fan too.
True.
But, and we'll get into that more when we start talking about my diet plans and all that stuff and how much water I drink. But other areas of hydration that will be affected in your recovery. I mean, you can go from your brain and rebuilding your brain. You can go to it affecting your sleep. There's just so many areas in your recovery. Your spasticity will be affected if you get dehydrated.
Yeah, muscle cramping.
All your cramping. Staying hydrated. I drink 8 bottles of water a day. I mean, 7 to 8.
Well, it's also even important just for, I'm sorry, but urine output.
Yep.
So that you don't get bladder infections or anything like that, especially when you're stationary a lot.
Right.
You know,
Put a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar into one of those so that you cut down on the
gallstones, isn't it? Or no, kidney stones.
Kidney stones. Yeah, the acidity.
Or
eats
throwing
them
in
away.
some cranberry juice just to help prevent UTIs from happening, because those can happen and be very painful. And staying hydrated is hugely important for that.
And it's important in the entire recovery, sleep, everything. So it's just important that we stay on top of it as we're trying to recover. As any recovery, hydration's important.
Yeah.
All right, this has been For Your Health. Thank you.